Hi everyone, Debbie is here. I always am here because I am here. I'm present. It's always good to be present when you're in training. And I want to thank those of you that are on tonight. And we're going to set our timer. Siri, set the timer for 30 minutes. We're not doing 37 tonight. We're doing 30 or less. But I'm excited because that's how little time it takes me to tell you about the secret sauce of success. And this is class 7 of 7, but it's a class that maybe you're checking out later in the year, and I'm recording it on YouTube so that you can watch it. And we also have a consultant that's joining our Tupperware team that's deaf, and so she can, with YouTube, which is nice to know if you've ever watched a YouTube video and you can't understand something, you can actually make it closed caption. So what we're going to talk about is the secret of success. So what we're going to do is the secret sauce, how to have that secret sauce. And Allison, our regional, talks about the secret sauce all the time. Like, this is the secret sauce, and that is the secret sauce. Well, I'm going to tell you the secret sauce of success in Debbie's terms. And it's not really a secret, but I'm going to share with you, if you want to take a piece of paper and write the letters S, the word secret, up and down, because I'm going to give you some letters, because you want to have this secret success sauce going on in your business so that it grows and multiplies and goes wherever you want it to go. So the S stands for, in the word secret, is smile. You got to smile. You got to look approachable. Do you look like you have a sign holding it in front of you, and it says, "Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. I'm busy. I'm not happy." What does your body language say? Because your body language is sometimes more important than your words that you say, because that's what people see first, is your body language. And I think sometimes even our significant others, they can read our body language, and we can read theirs too. And they can say one thing, but we know what they're thinking. So you want to smile and look approachable. You want to look like, I'd like to talk to that person. If you're that person, if you're someplace and someone comes up to you and there's other people and they ask you a question, like, do you know where this is, or do you know how to get to this aisle, or do you know how to these directions? A lot of times that means, you're approachable. So you want to ask, maybe ask somebody, do I look approachable? If you were in a store or you were somewhere, would you ask me, for information? And I always like to tell the little story that one year we came back from a Tupperware convention, and of course I feel good about it because it was me, but there were like 4 of us, and we all flew in, and we were all at the baggage claim, and we all had these big bags, our big Tupperware bags. They say Tupperware on them. And what happened is there's like 2 consultants with me. Well, one's a manager and one's a consultant, and they both of them, they had struggling to date parties. And I talk about, getting out and talking to other people and, whatever. And I do have an attitude. I used to be so shy. I really was. But I got to a point where it's like, I really feel like I missed out a whole bunch of years because I didn't like come out of my shell. Because who cares what people think? But anyways, we get there, and I'm standing there, and I don't smile continually. I don't smile all the time. I like Stanova, our president. He'll say that to you, though. Go around and collect 7 smiles a day, because people don't smile at you until you smile at them usually. So someone's got to smile first. But anyways, we were, getting our baggage, and I don't know, but I will tell you this. These 2 gals, their body language says so much, and they don't realize it. And it's very hard for me to say, you look like you don't want to be bothered, or you look like you're not happy, and you look like whatever. But of course, somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, and now they're standing right there too. Are you a Tupperware?" None of us were talking, so it wasn't like they came up to the one that was talking. She goes, "Are you a Tupperware?" And I said, "Yes, I'm a Tupperware. We just got back from a Tupperware convention." She goes, "I love Tupperware. I haven't seen it forever." She said, "I would love to do a party." But she goes, "But I don't live in Philadelphia. I live near Reading." And it's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. That's where we live. And of course, I got her name and number, and we set up a date. I've had several parties with her, actually. And you know what happened is, one of the gals said, "Now, why would she come to you? We're the ones that need parties. Why would she come to you when she can see we are the ones that really need parties?" And it's like, or she can't see it, but it's like, well, hello, you don't smile. You need to have your body smile. E stands for enthusiastic. You do want to be enthusiastic. And if you take the last, if you take the last five, I am so myself, the last four letters of the word enthusiasm, it's IASM. Here's another acronym. I am sold myself. Because if you're sold on what you do, you will have enthusiasm. I am obnoxiously enthusiastic, and I didn't used to be, but I shouldn't say I didn't used to be. I was about other things too, but I didn't show it the same way. But you know what? You don't have to be me. You're not me, you're you. But when people can tell you love what you do and you're sold on what you do, you know what? You'll have success. So, just you're enthusiastic, you're how you are. But don't hold yourself back either, because honestly, people love to be around enthusiastic, smiling people. Okay, C stands for confident. You want to project confidence. Do you know everything maybe when you're brand new? Do you know everything when you've been in Tupperware 20 years? No, things change. Things change. It's kind of interesting. Don't tell some of the other gals that watch this, by the way, because they can tell you to be confident, but there's some people in our company that they're not confident in some other things like the internet or different things like this. And not until you do it do you need to be confident. But that you show confidence. But you can be confident that if you don't know, you'll find the answer out. So always project confidence. I'm confident, and be confident about your success. If you, and I know Tammy talked to me a little bit about this at one point in her life, which has not been that long in Tupperware here, but she's had such success, is that sometimes if you feel like you're sitting on a fence, or you're not really sure which way you're going to go, am I going to do Tupperware? Am I going to be, I hate to say I want to be a manager. I hate to say I want to be a director. What if I don't do it? What if? You just got to say, I'm going for it. Well, however long it takes, I'm going to be a manager. I'm going to be a director. I'm going to be one of the top 10 people at Celebration this year in personal sales. I'm going to get a recruit every month. You just got to go, you know what? I'm going for it. It's my goal. I'm not afraid to say it. And if I don't make it, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be more successful than if you didn't. And you're going to have some naysayers out there saying, oh, you can't do that. Or did you get your car yet? I had a manager that I promoted to back years ago. And she was in Tupperware 5 years, and she never gave up on getting a car from Tupperware. And you know what? People started saying to her, "Well, you gonna get that car?" And she said, "Yes, I am." Everybody takes a little. It's I taught her this. Everybody is different. Everybody's length of time having success sometimes is different. But mine is, I haven't got it yet. But it's like having a baby. Everybody gets a due date, but you don't always make it on your due date. So it's good to set like due dates for being a manager or being a director, because if you set that date, or a star director or a director that has 5 managers, whatever it is your goal is, it's going to help you. So you want to just make sure that you're projecting confidence, because people want to be with confident people. And if you don't know the answer, you just say, "Hey, I'm not sure. I'll get the answer." I say that all the time to people with questions about products or something new. I'm not real sure. Let me go ahead and get the answer, and then I'll let you know. Now, I'm going to share with you, because we have a manager and a director on tonight. We have 2 managers on now and a director. I'm going to share something with you. That is, when you're a Tupperware manager, you don't have a lot more work. You can give yourself a lot more work and make things a lot more difficult if you want to. But if you're a smart leader, if you don't know an answer that really only pertains to one person, or something that maybe it doesn't have to do with like a product or something, don't ever hesitate to say, "You know what? I'm not real sure of that answer. Would you do me a favor? Go ahead and call Tupperware and get me the answer. And would you give me the answer, so in case somebody else comes back with that question?" But as a leader, you're not the person that's calling Tupperware about everybody's questions. They call themselves and then they get back to you. But you always can get the answer too. And then the R in the word secret stands for real. You have to be real. You have to be a real person. People want genuine people. They don't want somebody phony. They don't want someone that says they're going to do something and they don't do it. And I'm going to share with you that, you want to be who you are. You don't want to be somebody else. but you want to, be real, be very customer oriented, be, but be true to who you are. But sometimes when I was making decisions as a Tupperware consultant, when I wanted to be a manager, I was working to be a manager. I'll never forget this, never, because I was so close to turning my car around. But we didn't have GPSs when I started. We wrote down people's directions. We didn't have MapQuest when I started, so we wrote down the directions: turn by the cow farm, turn at the the bar, whatever it was. And I was going to see somebody. I did what I wanted to be a manager, so I needed to bring people into the business and share the opportunity. So I called a few people, and I told this one that lived probably about 45 minutes or an hour away, I'm going to be in your area, and I'm so excited. I'm working towards being a leader at Tupperware, and I just wanted to give you a call to see if you'd help me out, because I have a challenge to talk with 5 people this week about the Tupperware opportunity. And you'll get the facts. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. There is no obligation whatsoever, but this way you'll have the information, and I really think you'd be great in this. But would you help me out with my challenge, whether it's for you now or in 20, if you don't do it for a long time or ever? And this lady said, and she's like, well, you don't have to come this far. It's really far. I said, it's okay. I'm going to be in your area. Well, I was in her area plus the hour drive, because I was not really like in her area, but I wanted to give her the facts because I thought she'd be great. And I thought it's worth it. So I got there, did my little directions. I could not find the house. I told her I'd be there between 3 and 3:30. I never give a definite time, because some people are really into like, you being late. So never give a definite time. Give a general, an hour. I'll be there between this time and this time. And I was actually late though. I had tried. And then I thought, I'm going home. And of course, we didn't have cell phones. I couldn't even call her. And I don't know why, but I did bring her phone number. So I looked in the back of my car, my Tupperware, well, not my Tupperware car, but my car. And I don't know what made me think about it, but my Tupperware leader had talked to me, which this would be a great topic to talk on. It could be a training actually, is never looking back, only looking forward. And you want to keep your vision on the big windshield, not the little rear view mirror of all the things that happened the last week, the last month, since you've been in Tupperware, whatever it is. And when I looked in that rear view mirror and I looked at the back, somewhat how I thought about what my Tupperware distributor said, which that's what they were called back then, is that she always said, and I did train on this on one of our other classes, if you want to be a manager, you have to act like a manager now. Or if you want to be a Tupperware distributor, you want to act like a distributor now and do what a distributor would do. And I honestly, I won't say idolize, but I did. I really looked up to my Tupperware leader. I was like, oh my gosh, I was just like, so I put her in such a pedestal, and she is amazing. And thank you. In about 5 days, I'll be with her for a week, which I'm really excited about, working from her house and my brother's. But the thing is I looked at that rearview mirror and I thought to myself, what would Carol Bishop do? What would my Tupperware distributor do? Would she just drive an hour back home and not go see her? No, she would keep figuring this out. And the traffic was crazy, but you know what? I did figure it out. And I did recruit the lady. And you know what? It's a long story, but I tell you, you want to look forward. And the same thing can happen if you have great success. You can stay so focused on the back, you forget to set new goals. So many people come through Confidence Start, and they are looking at that Confidence Start chart. Well, hopefully you get them focused on that. If you're a new consultant, you're focused on it. But once you get to the Confidence Start chart and you're done, you need to have a new goal. You can't just look back, because if you look back, you're not going to go nowhere. Okay. The other thing is the E is for energy. You got to project energy. Did you ever watch somebody walk? By watching how people walk and their body language, you actually can see how sometimes not always, but sometimes the way that you walk and project yourself, and if you look like you're on a mission, and you look like you're motivated, you look like you have energy, you look like you are a hard worker. But if you come in and, oh my gosh, and you don't even have to say nothing, but the way that you walk and everything, it projects. So get your shoulders back and show some energy, because energy is NRG is what this region is all about that we're in. And then T is train yourself. Some people look for other people to train them, and we have amazing training, but some of the best experiences and learning experiences and training you're going to get is by doing it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have vendor shows that don't turn out, nobody's there. You're going to have parties that have nobody there. You're going to go to people's houses sometimes and nobody's even at the house, and there's supposed to be a Tupperware party. Well, this happened to me. You're going to have things happen that you'll learn, but it's the people that stick to it, and the people that don't give up, and the people that say, I'm on a mission and I do not care, I'm going to make this work. Those are the people that get in the cars, and those are the people that have the big success. So that's part of our secret recipe. But let's talk about that secret sauce, because you need a recipe to make secret sauce. And the first thing you need to do is you need to turn the heat up, because wherever you're sitting at right now, you want to turn the heat up, and you want to get yourself excited and motivated and look at what's going on. And you want to figure out, what is my secret sauce every month? You should have a monthly goal, something that you're working for. It could be it could be one thing, or it could be two things. It could, whatever you feel is going to really drive you. You want to look at your big goal and go, what will I do this month that will impact that big goal? Let's say my goal was to become a Tupperware director. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Well, first of all, number one ingredient, the main ingredient you need for Tupperware is the party, because that is where everything comes from, is the party. So that is part of your secret sauce. That's the mainstay. That is it. It could be Facebook parties, it could be demonstrations, but whatever it is where you're going to really get your business going. It's like everything's going to come off of that main part of, that's where the taste is going to come. That's where the flavor is going to come. That's where everything's going to come from. So you want to make sure that you turn the heat on and you get excited. Now, like I said, the party is where you want to go to. So if I really needed something right now, I would say the majority of our consultants at Celebration need parties. So you want to look at, how are you going to do parties? And I'm going to pick on her, but she's not on tonight, but she'll probably watch this because she's doing amazing. And that's Barb Mark. Barb Mark took my challenge, because I have a challenge out there about football teams, and she posted it on Facebook today. I might have her come on, but she posted it and she asked, do any of you have any of these teams that are your favorite team, or is there anybody that doesn't even like football? And she said, comment me. Well, all these people commented, and they said, I'm a New York Giant fan, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And guess what she's doing? She's dated parties today by posting that. But so you got to figure out, like, what is something you can do to make it different? Because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. So if your recipe was not that, wasn't as tasty as you wanted to be, you need to spurt it up and get the heat on. Now, also, when I say turn the heat on, that's the thermostat and the thermometer. Really important. When you're a leader and you're, even talking to people about your customers, in Tupperware. So if you're a consultant, you have people you talk to. If you're a manager, you have people you talk to. But let me share this with you. You want to set the temperature. You want to turn the heat on, because if you take a thermometer that's hanging on the wall, or I call Siri and say, what is the temperature in Reading right now? She's going to give me the temperature. You don't want to go to where the other people are. You want to go above it. So I'm going to tell you, the way to turn the heat on is, number one, you want to hang around people that are successful. You want to be with the people that are talking about positive things. You love all the people, but you know what? If they're talking and they're complaining, or everything's you want to be with people that when you leave them, you feel better than you did when you were with them. But if you go there and they drain you, they're called drainables, they drain you, you want to turn the heat up and try to get them to turn the heat up. But remember, one of the best ways, if you have anybody that you're around like that, and sometimes it could be somebody that lives in your house, you can't always get rid of them, but you want to, I always find that these are really great words when you're talking to somebody and they're kind of negative and they're complaining about anything. I always say, well, what are you going to do about it? And shut up and let them figure it out. because they'll tell you that 80% or 90% of the people, I forget the statistics, but they're big. Like 80% of the people, they don't even care. And, so you're talking to yourself more or less. And the 5 of them, they just don't care. People, you get to a point, you've seen people on Facebook. I mean, you're all on Facebook. You've seen people on Facebook that they have problems, and they get all these people that, are like, oh, are you okay? They'll say things that don't even have a whole sentence. They'll just go so sad. That's all they say. Like, okay. And then when they first get on Facebook, and then you learn when you're on Facebook, like, you do something for so long, and then pretty soon it's like, you don't even pay attention to these people. Like, it's the way they are. So you want to make sure that you're, turning the heat on. The other thing that you want to do is at your Tupperware parties, because we are going to talk about parties for a second, because that is the mainstay. What are you going to add to that party? Because you've got the party, you're going to add excitement to the party. You're going to be positive with your hostess, and you're going to add expectation. You're not just going to date parties, but you're going to expect the hostess to have a successful party. Because if you don't expect it, you go, I'm going to have date these 3 parties, and they're not even going to be very good. Then guess what? They're not going to be very good. But you got to act like those are the last 3 parties, or the last party you have, and make it as good as you can. So look at what you're doing. Sometimes we want to put the blame on the hostess, but are we really party planning? So one of the ingredients that to add to that secret sauce is good party planning, making sure that you ask the hostess if she was going to get one of these gifts, the beautiful elegant set or the modular rate set, which would she take? Talk to her like she's going to talk to her like she already had a $1,200 party. Don't talk to her like you need $175 to get a gift, because guess what? She's going to get $175. So, and how does somebody have a $1,000 party? You tell her, by the way, I know you could get a $1,000 party. Now, the way that most people get that is you're going to have people tell you right from the start, I can't come, I can't join, I have to do this, I got to do that. Then you're going to tell them that normally most hostesses that have a $1,000 party, they have $400 or $500 in sales before the party starts. So you can either tell her, so I want to let you know that if you want me to, anybody that can't make it, find out if they want a sales flyer or a catalog. I'm going to give you a couple extra catalogs, a couple extra sales flyers, or maybe give them a few extra that they can send out themselves to those people if they can't make it, or send them yourself. But you want a party plan and ask what gift you want to get. You want to write that in your date book or in your calendar. And then the second thing you're going to do is another important ingredient is be grateful. I love being people that are grateful. I write that all the time. So be grateful when they date the party. And you know what? What's going to make them do what you say is the relationship building you do, because you're expecting it. You date the party for a couple people. Because if you said, I want you to have a $1,000 party, people go, I'm not dating a party. I can't do that. But you got to believe that you can do it. I don't care if you live in New Ringgold, if you live in Bono, Ohio, or if you live in New York City. There are enough people to have these sales. So it's really Atlanta, Georgia, or Tamaqua, or wherever you live. So Higgins. So what happens is you want to, party plan them like they're going to get all these gifts, but you got to send a thank you note. Be grateful. So that was the other thing, is send thank you notes. Send a real one, not a email one, or a Facebook one, which is good too. But send a real thank you note, and the ingredients that go in that thank you note, because you have more ingredients. It's kind of like making chipotle of seasoning. You got to put all these ingredients in that one ingredient. So in that thank you note, you're going to have you're excited. You're going to have you're working on your biggest week ever, because you know what? That gives me a little bit of like, oh, I can't cancel. She's working on her biggest week ever. And the other thing you're going to put in there is you're going to put the day and time to remind her. And you're also going to tell her that you're excited about meeting her friends. So you want to just, make sure you thank her and you're grateful for it. So that's an important ingredient to that success. The other thing that you want to do is you want to have incentive gifts. You want to give her some extra challenges so she will have a big party. Because I'm telling you, if you have these big parties and you start doing parties and demonstrations, really, you do see the people face to face. And even if you're doing a Facebook party on the side, if you can get that hostess to have 2 or 3 friends at her kitchen table and do the Facebook party, maybe do the Facebook party and tell the people that are on the Facebook party, if they're local, that you're going to be going to her house and set a time to close her party in person at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. And if they want to come over, you're going to be there and bring a couple pieces of Tupperware. And this way, they'll get a gift just for coming over. And so you can always add it together, and do a little bit of each, because then you can recruit more people too. But you want to make sure that where was I at with this? I'll give incentives. Now, what are some incentives you can give? Because you know what? Incentives are important. Every business sees incentives. So if I was having parties, I would offer my hostesses some challenges. The easiest way to give your hostess challenges, because we have only, if you're doing Facebook parties, and even if you're doing demonstrations, sometimes you might not have a lot of little extra goodies or whatever. But when you look at the gifts that are being given for dating a party, usually they come in packs of 4. And so what you can do is think about having 4 challenges for your hostess. So one challenge would be, which is the first one, to date and hold the party on the original date. And so what can happen is when you're sending that party to that hostess's house, you can have that whole set of 4 go to her house, or 2 sets of 4 to go to her house, and it's not costing you much in shipping, and it's very inexpensive. So what would you give them for? You give them for dating, for holding the party on the original date. You would give them for having $200 or more in orders. Now, if you don't want to go $200, if you think that sounds big to a hostess in your area, then don't say 200. Tell her you need 5 outside orders before this party starts. So 5 people to say who they say they can't make it, they order something. So guess what? 5 orders are going to come to over $200. And tell them you really want them to go for 10, but they get 10 that you get a third gift, but whatever. And then another gift you give them is for having a party dated before the party starts. So if they have a dating and waiting, means that they got a dating ahead of time, you give them another container. And then the 4th container that you would give them is for letting you give them the information about selling Tupperware. Okay, now you might end up sending this hostess 2 packs, because what else could you use them for? Anyone that dates a party would get one of those containers. Anybody with $100 in sales in their personal order would get a container. So use those containers for dating, recruiting, and for selling. So those are just some incentives that you could do, but you could do other things. If you watched that video that we had this week, and if you're on the Celebration family page, you can always click on the little link that says videos. There's a little link there that says videos, and if you go to it, you'll see like every video that we've had. And around January the 18th, you'll see another lady's face on a video, and it's actually me in the beginning sharing with you another video, and she talks about wrapping up goodies. And you can get things at the dollar store, because sometimes you don't have things near, you're new, maybe you don't have a lot of little pieces of Tupperware, but if you don't, go to the dollar store, and you can find some good things that look like they're worth more money, and wrap them up or put them in a bag so people can't see what's inside. Tie it with a ribbon, because things in a bag, the way you present it is as important as the product. The same way with vendor shows and products. If you don't have bags and you're just going to put some of your Tupperware in a container for a draw, like whatever, which is I call it my big deal basket. I use a big deal basket, and my big deal basket actually has bigger gifts in it than hers. It has Tupperware products that might be put together, several pieces together but everything in there is $5. They pay $5, and they get to add that they get to take it home with them, and they get something out of there for $5 when they place a $45 order or more, or they date a party. They pay $5. Now, some of these things are split up, but everything in there is worth between $8 and $20. If stuff is sitting at your house and it's not making you any money, if you can give them something that you paid, $5, or maybe you paid $8, $5 for it, maybe you paid $8, but I got a dating, or I got a $45 order, I'm making money off that. So, but by wrapping it up, it looks great. But if you don't have wrapping, definitely take the plastic off of it and put a bow on top of it. Top of it if you've got bows, because when it's wrapped in the Tupperware plastic, it doesn't look pretty. It's either better with it out of the plastic or in a nice bag that or looks good. Another thing you can do, well, anyways, so there's other dating ideas, and we're not going to go through all those, but you want to make sure you've got your ingredients for the secret sauce. And the other secret sauce ingredient starts with the letter Z for Zoom. You want to get in as many trainings as you can, and Zoom trainings, in-home trainings, whatever trainings you can jump on. You want, the more you learn, the more you earn, and you want to take time for you. Really important. That's part of the secret sauce, is to say, set a goal and say, when I make this goal, I am going to take and I'm going to go get a pedicure, a manicure. When I make this goal, make a family goal. When I make this goal for this month, my goal is to, and I would probably do personal sales. And my goal is, $2,000 for the month. So when I sell $2,000 for the month, I'm going to get an extra $100, and I'm going to take $50 of that, and I'm taking me and my husband to Red Lobster. So set goals for your family and make them fun. So have something fun for yourself too. You have to celebrate. So celebration is a part of the secret sauce of success too. And let me see here if there's anything that I missed, because I take notes too. And I guess the main thing is to stay focused. Stay focused, have fun with your job, and that's the thing. Don't ever be stressed. I mean, I know some people say stress. I'm stressed. Take that word out of your vocabulary. It's gone. Stressed. I know there's somebody watching this that says, I heard that before. So anyway, so take the word stress out, because, when you say stressed and you spell it backwards, it spells desserts. And because when you say it, you become more stressed. And if you have a situation, the other word you take out is problem. We don't have problems in Tupperware. We only have situations. So if you have a consultant say, I have a problem, you say, oh no, we don't have problems in Tupperware. We only have situations. We will work this out. We'll find a solution. To me, a problem is life and death. That's what a problem is. And we don't have problems in Tupperware. So you want to, take those words out, but you want to have good words come out of your mouth and treat yourself right and say, I am special. I am wonderful. I'm going to make this happen. And say, I am, and say the word I am. This is the other secret sauce. Say the words I am every morning before you get dressed. As you're getting dressed, I hope a little buzzer goes off in your head every morning from now on, that when you're getting dressed and you're putting on your top, you're going to say I am, and it's going to be a positive word. I am a great mother. I am a great Tupperware consultant. I am a great dater. I am a great recruiter. I am. You want to tell yourself you are, because you are special, and you are going to take this secret sauce. You're going to put it in a big old pot, and you know what you're going to make? A pot of gold. My pot of gold. So that's what you're going to make. So anyways, I want to thank you for being on tonight. And you know what the word is for tonight? The word is pot of gold. That's it. Pot of gold. So anyways, I want to thank you. I'm going to stop the recording now.